Namaskar. I am Professor Ramchandra, Head Department of Environmental Microbiology, Babasaheb Bhimrao Ambedkar Central University, Lucknow. In order to my previous talk regarding the microbial diversity and their role for sustainable development, as I delivered previously talk on the bacteria, archaebacteria, today I shall be talking on the fungi. Fungi are found all over world and they are very wide in their habitat, including the deserts. Most of the fungi actually grow on terrestrial ecosystem, including on the solid substratum, but some fungi also grow on the aquatic ecosystem. Most fungi live on the soil and dead organic material, and they also survive in symbiotic relationship. Fungi actually play major role to return the soil for organic matter or soil fertility by recycling the organic matter through the decomposition and maintain the ecological cycle of the environment. Fungi is member of eukaryotic system organism that include yeast, mold, and most popularly mushroom is well known. And these organisms are classified as a separate kingdom and other than the eukaryotic members, which by one traditional classification actually it was initially kept under the plant and animal and protozoa. A characteristics that place fungi in different kingdom from the plant, bacteria and some protist is presence of the chitin in their cell wall. In actually evidence of their evolutionary phylogenetic system, fungi is having more closely relation with the animal system. That's why it has been kept under a separate group after during the classification in previous year. The three reasons actually measure important characters which actually differentiate the fungi from the plant. First reason is fungi lack chloroplast, and fungi is unique for having a mode of the nutrition, and fungi in evolutionary evidence they have molecular evidence, and it has been demonstrated that fungi are more closely related to animal than to the plant. The basis of phylogenetic relationship between fungi and animal is presence of posterior flagella in the zoospore of lower fungi and sperm of the animal. And you can see in the picture the presence of the posterior flagella showing zoospore in the fungi, and in case of the animal sperm also, which actually regulate their movement. The arrow indicate the direction of the movement with the evolutionary evidence of their origin. In addition, the observative mode of the nutrition of the higher fungi have been evolved and tell about the relationship between the animal during the evolution, and a non-motile cellular body embedded in the food supply in case of the fungi, a mycelial organization that combines the maximum surface of contact with the free movement of the food and protoplasm through the mycelial system. The comparative sequence of amino acid between the fungi and animal also given a strong evidence for their evolutionary relationship due to presence of similar protein. So this way the fungi actually shows close relation with the um, animal system, and therefore in the during the classification or as a during initial time it was differentiated from the plant. Fungi, like animal, are heterotrophs. They acquire their food by absorbing dissolved molecules, typically by secreting digestive enzymes into their environment, and similar to the animal. And fungi do not photosynthesize. They are non-motile. Growth is only their means of mobility, except for the spores, and which may travel through the air or the water. Fungi are principal decomposer in ecological system, and the discipline of biology devoted to study of fungi is known mycology. If we will see the classification of fungi, basically this group has been divided into four major class or phylum. You can see the Phycomycetes, that is a lower fungi; Ascomycetes, that is a sac fungi; Basidiomycetes, it is also known as club fungi and it has a large fruiting body; and Deuteromycotina fungi, also known as fungi imperfecti. In case of the Phycomycetes, very common example are Saprolegnia, Rhizopus, Mucor, Elbugo, and Pythium. And under this class, some fungi are actually uh, pathogenic also, and they grow and they damage several crops. In case of Ascomycetes, yeast is very common, unicellular, and Aspergillus, Penicillium, and Neurospora and Pezaiza. In case of the Basidiomycetes, they are the fungus which actually luxuriantly grow in the nature, and they actually have a thallus and big fruiting body or variable fruiting body, and mushroom is very good example, that is known also as agaricus, polyporus, and Paxinia, Ustilogo, and Lycoperdon. Deuteromycotina class, having the several very important fungi which are pathogenic, and they also play role in decomposition, that is Fusarium, Aspergillus, Pyricularia, Trichoderma, and Colototrichum. So these are the important fungi under which has been classified. The mode, based on the mode of nutrition, they have been classified into three groups, that is a saprophytic, parasitic, and symbiotic. Under the saprophytic, fungi obtain their nutrition by feeding on the dead organic substrate. Example is Rhizopus, Penicillium, and Aspergillus. Under parasitic group, fungi obtain their nutrition by living on other organisms and absorb nutrient from their host. Example is Taphrina and Paxinia. Symbiotic, or it can be say the mutualistic relationship, they live together with the host and they don't harm to the host. So these fungi live by having an interdependent relationship with other species in which both are mutually benefited. Example are lichens, mycorrhiza, and lichens are symbiotic relationship between algae and fungi both. Based on the spore formation, they are further classified. That is a zygomycetes. These are the formed by the fusion of two different cells. The sexual spores are known as zoospores, while the asexual spores are known as sporangiospores. The hyphae are without the septa. Example, very good example is mucor. Ascomycetes, they are also called sac fungi, and they can be coprophilic or decomposers, parasitic or saprophytic. The sexual spores are called ascospores, and asexual reproduction occurs by conidiospores, and example is Saccharomyces. Basidiomycetes and Deuteromycetes, as I told you, the basidiomycetes is actually mushrooms are most commonly found in basidiomycetes and mostly live as parasites. Sexual reproduction occurs by basidiospore and asexual reproduction occurs by conidia, budding, fragmentation, and example is agaricus or your common mushroom. The Deuteromycetes, they are otherwise called fungi imperfecti, and they do not follow the regular reproduction cycle as other fungi. They do not reproduce sexually. Asexual reproduction occur by conidia, and example is very commonly known Trichoderma. General structure of fungi, if we'll see, structure of their body or cellular organization. The structure of fungi can be explained in following points. Almost all fungi have filamentous structure except the yeast, which are unicellular as has been shown in the picture. Thank you very much. We will meet in next class.